This is a review for Vremi dehumidifiers. Specifically, the 4,500 square foot version is what we have on the table here today. Let's jump right into what we like and dislike about this unit. So what do we like about this unit? First of all, we like its high moisture removal rate. Again, the unit we have on the table here today is the 4,500 square foot version, which removes 50 pints of moisture per day. Now, keep in mind that that is 50 pints per day at the DOE specification, 4 pints per day, which means that that is 50 pints per day at 65 degrees Fahrenheit and 60% relative humidity. At higher humidity levels and or higher temperatures, the unit is going to be able to remove even more than 50 pints of moisture per day. Conversely, at lower temperatures or lower humidity levels, the unit is going to be able to remove less than 50 pints of moisture per day. But 50 pints is a good benchmark there, and that is a substantial amount of moisture removal per day. That is going to allow this unit to be used in larger environments. It is going to allow the unit to be used in more humid environments. And it's just going to allow the unit to be a versatile dehumidifier in all types of environments. And for that reason, we really like the high capacity of this unit. The second thing that we really like about this unit is the fact that it is ENERGY STAR certified. Now, that ENERGY STAR certification is not something that all 50 pint dehumidifiers receive. Some units are not sufficiently efficient to receive the certification. So the fact that this unit is energy efficient to the point that it is able to receive that ENERGY STAR certification is another strong positive for it. The third thing that we really like about this unit is the fact that it is quite easy. It's simple to employ gravity drainage here. Now, some units on the market do require the use of an adapter, even screws in some cases, to connect a garden hose to the unit to employ gravity drainage. With this particular unit, it's very simple. There's very easy access to the drain plug on the back of the unit, so it is very easy to use gravity drainage with this unit. The fourth thing that we like about this unit is the fact that it comes with a auto defrost indicator light. Now, most dehumidifiers on the market do come with a auto defrost mode, but not all of them come with an indicator light. The indicator light is useful because it allows you to better troubleshoot the unit. In a scenario where frost does build up on the unit's evaporator coils, the compressor on the unit will automatically cycle off, and the unit does so to no longer cool the evaporator coils. So that allows the frost to melt easier. The unit will keep on its fan, so the fan will continue to run. So in terms of what you are able to perceive, it might be difficult for you to know, okay, the unit is now in auto defrost mode, but with that indicator light, it's much easier to know. So if the unit is operating with its fan running, you no longer have to wonder if it's on defrost mode or if it's not. You will know for sure with that defrost indicator light that's included here. Moving on to things that we didn't like about this unit, the first thing that we need to talk about is the unit's noise output. Now, the unit does output through the side, so that allows you to orient the unit to have that exhaust noise move in a particular direction in the room. So you could technically orient the unit so that the fan noise is going in a direction away from you. The issue here is that all the dehumidifiers that we tested, most of them on the market, make some type of compressor noise. And that compressor noise is much more unpleasant than the actual fan noise coming from the exhaust of the unit. So what you tend to want to do is run the unit on high fan speed, and you want that fan noise, you actually want to hear the fan noise on the unit. And the fact that this unit exhausts through the side means that that fan noise is not as well distributed throughout a room as it is on units that exhaust through the top. Units that exhaust through the top, many of the top rated units that we recommend, they exhaust through the top. And that top exhaust allows the fan noise to better distribute throughout the room, and that better masks the compressor noise. Just like portable AC units that we tested in earlier months here, dehumidifiers make a substantial amount of compressor noise. And again, you want to cover up that compressor noise as best you can because it's so unpleasant to listen to. So you want that fan noise covering it. And with this Vremi unit, just like many other units on the market that do have that side exhaust, they don't cover up the compressor noise as well as units that exhaust through the top of the unit. Now, just like most other 50 pint units we tested, this unit collects moisture in two different ways. You can either have the unit collect moisture in the condensate collection bucket that is up front here, or you can have the unit drain via gravity, the way that we described earlier, where you connect a garden hose to the back of the unit, and then the collected condensate just flows right through that garden hose into a drain. So those are the two methods there. Now, many consumers may want to use the bucket that's included here, and so bucket capacity is important. And it's important because the larger the bucket, the less frequently you're going to have to actually work to replace the bucket. What happens is collected moisture comes down here, it collects in the bucket, and when the bucket fills up to capacity, the unit will immediately shut off and it will beep. There will be a noise there to alert you that the bucket is now full and the unit can no longer run because If it continues to run, the bucket will obviously overflow, so it cannot do that. So it has safety measures in place there to prevent that from happening. The unit will shut off when the bucket fills up. And units that have larger buckets will take longer before that actually happens. So we definitely prefer units that have larger buckets. And unfortunately, this Vremi only has an average size bucket. So that is a negative there for this unit. We would have liked to see a larger bucket on the unit. Another negative for the Vremi here is the fact that it only features average build quality. Now, we inspected all of the units that we tested, and we noticed a theme among most units that they were built to a very average quality. The materials used are of an average quality. The materials used for the control panel are average quality. The quality of the materials used here are just average all the way around. And the Vremi is just like most of those units, most of the units that we tested that have very average build quality. There's nothing that the dehumidifier manufacturer here is really doing to make the unit more durable than other units on the market. And so that is another negative here, is that we don't see those extra touches that make the unit more durable over time with this unit like we do with top rated units. The final thing that we don't like about this unit is the included warranty. Now, 1 year is the industry standard for warranty length for a dehumidifier, and this unit is no different in that regard. However, the warranty length is a negative here because there are other options out there that have a longer warranty. The first unit that comes to mind here is the HomeLabs unit. HomeLabs makes many dehumidifiers that come with a 2-year warranty. Sometimes there's even a 6-month window added to that 2-year warranty if you register the product with the manufacturer. So there are other options out there that come with a longer warranty. And because this unit only features that industry standard 1-year warranty, that is another negative for the Vremi unit here. Now, comparing this unit to other Vremi dehumidifiers on the market, Vremi does make 2 other compressor-based units, at least at the time of this video review. They make a 35 pint model and they make a 22 pint model. Now, the 35 pint model is sold as a model for 3,000 square feet. The 22 pint model is sold as a model for 1,500 square feet. So those 2 models are the other Vremi options that you have here. The 35 pint model is just about the same size as this unit. So it is also a large dehumidifier. And that 35 pint unit, really the only major difference there is the fact that the unit removes less moisture per day. It has a lower capacity, 35 pints per day versus 50 pints on this model here. So that 35 pint model does tend to not be too much less expensive than this 50 pint unit. And so for most users, we really think that that extra capacity on this unit, the 50 pint model, we really think that it's worth the extra cost over the 35 pint model. And so we would very rarely recommend that 35 pint model over the 50 pint model. Now, the 22 pint model is a little bit smaller, so its bucket is also smaller, but to compensate for that, obviously the unit removes less moisture per day. It only removes 22 pints per day. Now, that model can work in certain environments up to 1,500 square feet like the manufacturer claims. However, again, even for a smaller room, we tend to recommend a larger unit, and that is simply because larger units just dehumidify faster. Not to mention the fact that you never know when you need a dehumidifier for a larger room, for a more difficult humidity situation, and this large unit is going to cover you in that type of scenario, whereas that smaller unit is just not going to be able to keep up with high humidity or larger rooms. The other factor here is the fact that that 22 pint model still has a substantial cost attached to it, and the cost difference is, again, it's not quite enough for us to recommend the 22 pint model to most users. What we tend to do is we tend to recommend the 50 pint model, especially for the Vremi units here, considering the price differences, at least at the time of this video review. We would recommend the 50 pint model for almost all applications. Now, compared to all of the other dehumidifiers that we've tested, all the other dehumidifiers on the market, how does the Vremi compare? And here, all that we can say is that the Vremi is a very average option. The unit features a very average build quality. The bucket capacity there is average. There's really nothing wrong with this unit. It's certainly not a bad choice if you need a dehumidifier today. However, there are better options out there, units that we have reviewed. Those top-rated units, will have links to those top-rated units in the video description as well. But all around, the Vremi, not a bad option, but there are simply better options out there.